Hi, it's Jen from Maya Lotus here to answer a question for you. There's so many products out there. What do I use for my dreadlocks? Now, I'm going to go into specifics about just real dreadlocks. Wool and synthetic are a little bit different. So this is just real dreadlocks. Now, real dreadlocks, there's a lot of products. There's conditioners, there's tightening gels, there's shampoos, there's every kind of thing under the sun. Now, I am an anti-product user. I find that you have to make sure whatever you put in your dreadlocks is something that will come out. I don't like wax. Wax, for me, I find it just wrecks dreads and makes them cakey, blocks in moisture. You get dread rot, which I'll go into on another video. If you've used wax and it works for you, that's great. But also, please, if you don't trust me, go and look at the internet and read a bunch of pages. Majority will tell you that it's not good for you. So anyways, that tightening gels I do not like. I find they make your dreads really, really, really hard. I don't like dealing with hard dreadlocks. They break my crochet hooks. They're impossible to dry. I really like the porous ones. So tightening gels, I don't really recommend again. Shampoo. Now there's shampoo bars and there's shampoo liquid. I do not like the bars unless you know how to use them. If you're going to use a bar, never take that bar and rub it on your dreadlocks or rub it on your scalp. That bar is a solid, and a solid is a residue. And basically what you're doing is rubbing giant chunks of that shampoo bar all into your dreadlocks, because you got to think of your dreads. They're kind of like an SOS pad a little bit. They're scratchy, right? So every time you rub over it, it's going to be like a cheese grater where it's going to pick up those fibers of that bar and lock it into your dreads. It gets really gross right away, and it takes a lot of time to get that out of there. So anyways, if you're going to buy a bar, make a lather on your hands and then put it on your scalp. You don't need to put a whole bunch of shampoo into your dreadlocks, because remember, everything that you get into your dreadlocks has to come out. And it's just so much easier if you just wash your scalp, let the remainder fall over your dreads, and you're good. So I do prefer a liquid shampoo. Dr. Bronner's is probably one of my favorites. It's a super liquid. I also like diluting it still. There's a bunch of different kinds. There's like peppermint's good for cooling, itching, itch relief. There's tea tree, which is good for scalp irritations, dandruff, a bunch of other kinds. It's also 25 in 1, so it really does help wash your body, wash your hair, wash your laundry. So it's got a multi-purpose. The Neutrogena Clear, I think that's what it's called. I haven't used it personally, but some clients say it's really nice. It's a good residue-free. Also, remember, anything that says residue-free can still leave a buildup. So that's why I recommend every couple months or so doing a really good deep clean. I have a tutorial about that on my YouTube channel on how to deep clean your dreads as well. So I recommend watching that. There's a company in Calgary here that has a shampoo called Nag Champa. It's from the Beehive. If you're a client of mine, I sell it here for them. Also, you can go directly down to the store and buy some there. It is an excellent shampoo, natural and made local. So anyways, things like that, and I also recommend switching up your shampoos a little bit. Don't stick to one for long term. Try and change them up so that your body doesn't build up an immunity for it. There's certain dreadlock shampoos out there. Some are really good, some are not. I won't say names. Some of them are kind of gimmick, I guess I would say. For example, let me say Dolly Locks. Now, Dolly Locks has rave reviews. Everybody that I've talked to says they love it, but the shipping, that's where it gets you, because it can be like $65. However, their product is fantastic. You're welcome to go and try a lot of those dreadlock shampoos, but a lot of them are going to get you with the cost. That's the problem. If you're trying to save a little bit, go with Dr. Bronner's, go with the ginger shampoo from the Body Shop if you have dandruff. I love that one. It's really great. Only use that one when you have dandruff. Otherwise, you'll build up an immunity and it will stop working. Beehive, Neutrogena Clear, anything that's residue-free, things like that's great. Those are good shampoos. You can use those for sure. You don't have to just go to a dreadlock shampoo in the beginning. Be careful with the bars. Don't use tightening gels. Conditioning sprays are good for mature dreadlocks because we can't use normal conditioners. Normal conditioners get quite cakey in our hair, in our dreads, and they don't rinse out properly, and it can cause buildup, and it eventually it blocks moisture as well too, so it can eventually lead to dread rot, and you do not want that. So Naughty Boy has a really good conditioning spray that I recommend for mature dreadlocks. The anti-itch spray. I make one. Those are really good. Whoever you buy yours from, make sure it's just a lot of essential oils. Be very careful of your ingredients. Nothing that can stay inside your dreads. Make sure. Now check anything that's got like a sea salt kind of product. That is a tightening. Try to avoid that unless you find that your dreadlocks are not tightening really well. And I don't recommend this right away. I'm just saying over like a year, if you find that your dreads haven't locked up properly, then I recommend like a sea salt spray. But be careful of any products that have sea salts in them because it will lock it up, just like a tightening spray. Sorry, sometimes I tend to trail off and go everywhere. So hopefully I've answered your questions here. Oh, one more thing I did want to mention. Now, I am not a medical professional, so please consult your doctor before taking my advice, but a lot of my clients use biotin. Now, biotin is a natural supplement that you can get from Shoppers Drug Mart, any drugstore. I prefer the higher amount of biotin, good. So there's some that are like 1,000 milligrams, some that's 2,500, some that's 10,000. Take the one that has more in it. Biotin helps to heal your hair and your skin from the inside out. Now, long-term dreadlock people, your hair gets brittle because we don't conditioner, we aren't doing the same things to take care of it as normal. Some people find that their dreads can break off. Also, for anybody who's got synthetic or wool dreadlocks in, if you take biotin, it actually stops the amount that you shed each time you take out your dreads. I hope that makes sense. Every time. So synthetic dreads are braided in. Once you go to remove the braid, all those hairs that were kind of locked into that braid that you would normally shed every day suddenly come out all at once. So if you take biotin, it actually helps to stop the amount of hair released. So yeah, so you just lose less and less each time. Also, who doesn't like a good healthy hair follicle and good hair strength? Especially if you have dreadlocks and you bleach or color them, biotin will really help to keep your hair health intact. So anyways, I again am sorry for going on a tangent, but I hopefully hope. Anyways, I hope that all your questions were answered here, and I will